A United States Marine walked into a Nazi bar in 1944, alone, unafraid, and came back in full uniform, guns blazing. Meet Lieutenant Colonel Peter J. Ortiz, born in 1913 in New York, raised in France. By the time the Second World War began, he was already a warrior legend. Fluent in 10 languages, decorated veteran of the French Foreign Legion, joined the United States Marine Corps, rising to lieutenant colonel, and handpicked by the OSS, the secret spy agency that became today's CIA. He wasn't just a soldier, he was America's behind enemy lines blade. Late 1944, Nazi-occupied Paris. Ortiz parachutes behind enemy lines. His mission? Train the French resistance, sabotage German supply lines, and psych out the Nazis. So one night, in a brazen act of psychological warfare, he strolls into a Nazi-filled bar in full United States Marine uniform, speaks fluent German, orders a drink. The Germans are stunned. One insults President Roosevelt. Ortiz says nothing, just stares. Then he walks out, silent, calm. Minutes later, he returns. Not in disguise, but in full dress blues, metal shining, eyes locked. Then he draws his pistol, opens fire on the bar, glass shatters, chaos explodes, Germans dive for cover. And just like that, Ortiz vanishes into the night. Ortiz would later be captured by the Germans on a separate mission. Even in captivity, he tried to escape multiple times. Guards feared him. The resistance revered him. When the war ended, he had earned 2 Navy Crosses, 5 Purple Hearts, and the respect of both friend and enemy. He later became a Hollywood actor, starring in films like Rio Grande, alongside John Wayne. But his OSS missions, classified for years, the full truth only recently confirmed. Peter J. Ortiz wasn't a myth. He was the real deal, a Marine who didn't just fight wars. He walked into the enemy's lair, looked them in the eye, and pulled the trigger. Some say the bar story was legend, but ask the men who knew him, they'll tell you. If anyone was bold enough to do it, it was Peter Ortiz. So next time you hear a story that sounds too wild to be true, remember this Marine, OSS spy, war hero, the man who started a shootout in a Nazi bar. Like, comment, and subscribe for more true war legends that make Hollywood look soft.